could I be so foolish? Those little punks are gonna pay for this! Alright. Shoot! Where are they? Little devils! How could I? I must be getting old or some... Ah! Ah! Oh, holy cosmos, look at that thing! So, that's the dragon of the legend. My gosh, that's one whopper of a lizard! Alright! I am not going to let this shake my composure!
Hello everyone, welcome back to Super Guy Boy Show, and today we are back with a Dragon Ball topical video on the sub versus dub debate. This was a video that I was planning on making way later on down the line than I originally expected. What actually prompted me into doing this video was Anime Linguistics' recent video where he goes over comments reacting to his dub versus sub videos. Now, if you don't know who he is or what his channel is about, he basically does videos where he talks about the inaccuracies of the English dub and compares it to the Japanese sub and talks about the differences that they have, you know, showing a lot of the inaccuracies that the English dub of Dragon Ball is known for. Now, I'm actually quite a bit of a fan of his channel. I like his videos. He seems like a pretty chill guy and all that. And actually, his videos is actually what got me into, you know, rewatching certain episodes of Dragon Ball in the Japanese sub. And also understanding certain characteristics that you can only get out of watching the Japanese sub. Now, I'm just going to state this before people are quick to assume about my opinions on Dragon Ball. I actually really love the English dub of Dragon Ball. You know, my preferred viewing of Dragon Ball is through the Funimation dub with the Kaguchi score. I really like the English dub. I like Chris Sabat, I like Sean Schemmel, I love all the other voice actors. I really love Linda Young's performance as Frieza. I'm just stating that before I get people attacking me or like thinking that I'm, you know, a sub elitist. I'm not, and I'm not a dub elitist too. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because I just want to point out how very toxic the sub versus dub debate is in the Dragon Ball fandom. I'm not into many animes. Obviously, I'm into JoJo's. I've recently gotten into Dragon Ball. I really love Mob Psycho. However, I have never seen such toxicity when it comes to the dub versus sub debates. It's just so asinine on both sides, both the sub and dub. I'm gonna go over the dub elitists for this first part of the video. Now, I'm gonna go on and preface this before someone twists what I'm gonna say. No, I'm not saying that anyone who likes the English dub of Dragon Ball or even prefers watching it in dub over the Japanese sub is an asshole or an idiot or, you know, someone who just doesn't understand Dragon Ball or anything like that. I'm not saying that. What I'm talking about is dub elitists who will shit on the Japanese sub with all of their fucking heart, will completely ignore all of the inaccuracies, will dick ride Bruce Falconer like he's the second coming of Jesus, will talk shit about the Japanese voice actors for Goku because Goku's voiced by a woman. However, they're fine with Linda Young's performance as Frieza. Like, what the fuck type of hypocrisy is that? Like, what? You know, how many people I see that will shit on Masako Ozawa's performance as Goku, and they're all like, oh man, she does not fit the role of Goku. Even though I bet you if you told them that literally Akira Toriyama himself picked her to be the voice of Goku, they will still ignore it and still act like she is not fit in the role. Even though the literal fucking creator chose her to play Goku. I think that's more fitting enough. And don't get me fucking started on the inaccuracies of the English dub. Now, look. They cope so fucking badly on the inaccuracies of the English dub so badly that it's honestly kind of sad. And I'm saying this as someone who likes the English dub. And look, I'm gonna go and admit it. I primarily watch JoJo's in the English dub. And a lot of JoJo fans will tell you that the English dub of JoJo's is inaccurate. When you put on the subtitles, you can see all the changes that they make in the dialogue. You can tell. And you know what I do? I admit it. I don't go and cope about it. I don't go and try to lie about it. A lot of these dub elitists try to like cover it up or try to make it seem like it's not that big of a deal. Even though when literally you are changing the whole theme of an entire fight to just a stupid dialogue about job security. Like, dude, you know that you've gone too far with the inaccuracies. Now, if you prefer the English dub's take on a scene over the original Japanese sub, then that's fine. I prefer the way the English dub handled Piccolo's death over the original scene. I prefer it. I think the dialogue's written way more better. Overall, just like the performance and all that. However, I'm not gonna go on and say it's 100% accurate to what Akira Toriyama originally wrote. And I think that's a thing that a lot of these dub fans just don't get, that they cope so hard on the fucking inaccuracies. Like, bro, calm the fuck down about it. Like, it's fine to call a spade a fucking spade. And it's just so annoying how much of a fucking dick rider a lot of these dub elitists are over the English dub. Like, I haven't seen so many, like, dick riding fans over a fucking English dub of an anime. Like, they will literally treat Bruce Falconer's score like it's the greatest piece of music ever fucking created on the planet, and then they'll shit on the Kikuchi score like it's absolutely ass, and then they'll go on comments shitting on the Kai dub about it like, oh, it doesn't matter if it's more accurate, it's still ass, you know. They will go in and insult Masako Ozawa's performance,
whose sub voice hits me off.
Yeah,
he's
me
like
too.
This
Yeah,
6'5" monster of a man, and he's like, "Come in." And I'm just like, why is that his voice?
even though they'll ignore performances from Sean Schemmel like this.
You said to make a move. I thought you meant that you were ready to go at it.
I will not forget what you did to my best friend, Frieza! You took from him what no one has the right to take! Lie!
But yet they'll still like try to cope with that shit. Well, alright, I guess we're just like all gonna be fucking ignorant to all of it. So yeah, the dub elitists, they're fucking annoying. They're really asinine to talk to. However, I also gotta talk about the other side, the fucking sub elitists. Now, I'm just gonna state this before, again, people are gonna assume certain things about my opinions. No, I'm not saying that anyone who likes the Japanese sub or prefer it over the dub are assholes. If you like the Japanese sub over the English dub and you're a fan of it and all that, that's fine. I like the Japanese sub. I recently watched certain episodes and certain arcs from Dragon Ball in Japanese, and I like it. I like the Japanese sub. I love all the performances in there. I'm stating people who are such fucking dick riders on the Japanese sub. I'm talking about people who will literally go out of their way to like try to pronounce the characters' names in the original Japanese way. Now, I get it if you're doing it for more of a purist sense or whatever like that. Obviously, when you're a fan of JoJo's, you're gonna say the names of stands that they originally were instead of the English localization names. However, I'm talking about people that will say, like, instead of Krillin, they'll say Krillin or Son Goku as Sen Goku and shit like that. They'll say it with a really shitty accent, and it just sounds so fucking goofy. And it's so fucking annoying. And I get it if you're doing it because you would much rather say the Japanese version of it. I get that. I'm talking about people that will go out of their way to say like Krillin to piss off like English fans, to show like, yeah, I actually watched the Japanese sub. I'm more of a fan than you. And it just makes them look so fucking goofy. You're not more of a fan of Dragon Ball because you pronounce Krillin as Krillin, as more of a fan than someone who primarily watches Dragon Ball through the fucking big green dub. Like, it's so fucking stupid. If dub elitists' biggest problem is that they're dick riders and so ignorant to like the inaccuracies of their own dub, then sub elitists' biggest problems is their fucking superiority complex. They always think they're better than other fans because they primarily watch it in the Japanese sub, and they'll go out of their way to call dub fans not real fans of the show, or like, the English sub, it's like its own series. It doesn't even count. It's not even Dragon Ball. They'll reuse like the terms like Goku Superman when they're shitting on the English dub. I swear, I bet you sub elitists have said Goku Superman way more fucking times than anyone has said Kamehameha in the fucking series, honestly. Just how overused that fucking statement is. Like, don't go on and say how like the English dub made Goku seem more of a hero, even though Akira fucking admitted that the anime itself made Goku more heroic. So which is it? Did the English dub make Goku more of a fucking hero, or did Toei Animation? Who's at fucking fault there? And that's what I find so annoying about sub elitists, is that they act like they're way more better or more of a truer fan, like they're more of a real fan of Dragon Ball than people who watch it primarily through the English dub or whatever. It reminds me of like fans of certain artists who act like they're way more better because, oh, they were there from the beginning, or like, oh, if you haven't listened to like their older stuff before they blew up or whatever, you're not a real fan. And it's like, bro, shut the fuck up. We're all a fan of like the same artist. We're all a fan of the same show. Sure, the Funimation dub has its inaccuracies. However, it's still the same fucking show. It's not like Goku's name is John Johnson and shit like that, or the Dragon Balls is called the fucking Crystal Balls or whatever. Like, it's still Dragon Ball. And they try to like make it seem like dub fans are idiots for watching it primarily through the dub. Honestly, like, it's bad on both sides. The dub elitists' biggest problem is that they're ignorant about their inaccuracies. They dick ride hard. They'll shit on the sub and sub fans in general. And anytime someone talks about the inaccuracies of their own dub, they'll go and call them a weeaboo, which is crazy that I still hear people say weeaboo these days. That's like some like old ass terminology I haven't heard in a minute. They will completely dick ride the English dub for the day they die, and it's like so fucking annoying. And then sub elitists' biggest problems is that they have a superiority complex. They purposely only use the names, the accurate names, to seem like they're way more better, and they'll say it with a really shitty accent. It gives me the same vibes as like a white person who's learning like Spanish through like Duolingo, and they go through a Mexican restaurant like fucking Taco Bell, and they say oh, can I have carne asada? Like, shut the fuck up. Go kill yourself, bro.
Ya fue suficiente de juegos. Es hora de terminar con ustedes. ¡Ay! Ahora sí se enojó.
All right. I think that'll be it for this video. This one was very obviously unscripted compared to my other videos. I'd say you check out Anime Linguistics video on it, or his other videos on English versus sub videos or whatever, if you're into that. I say they're a pretty good watch. I'd say that it definitely gave me more of a better understanding of the Japanese sub of Dragon Ball, way more than I think I would have gotten honestly out of it. I really like his videos. They're very informative, and I really like them. I think if you're really interested on knowing a bit more about the characteristics of the Japanese sub of Dragon Ball, I'd say check them out. As for this video was literally me having a fucking therapy session about sub and dub and shit like that. So yeah, what's your thoughts on it? Are you a English dub watcher? Are you a sub watcher? And yeah, have a wonderful day and see ya.